April 4th, you qualified for their airdrop. And I went and checked it. I got like $8,000. I was like, oh man, I sold it right away. It was the biggest airdrop for me at the time. It was awesome.
My buddy got
But
that one too, and
oh, did
he
he?
sold it and bought Hex at like 2
Oh yeah,
cents.
yeah. That's like the uni one. I should have held that one. I got rid of that right away and kind of regret it, but it's all free in the
Dude,
end.
most of these airdrops are worthless, bro. Like
Oh yeah, yeah.
they all go to like fucking like way lower prices after airdrop. Like the best play I think in most cases, from what I've seen, is like get an airdrop, fucking dump it, dude. Dump that fucking shit, and then you don't have to dump your good stuff.
Siggy, do you own Watsas, big guy?
I suck your dick for a Watsa. Suck you good too.
Got these cheeseburgers, man.
Dude, who is this ultra guy in chat? This guy is funny as fucking shit, dude. His posts crack me up, bro. He's just magic, man. He just makes like every one is so well done. He'll pop them out once a day. He's like, "Hey, here's my new meme," and it's just like I'm sitting here laughing. Let me tell you guys, Siggy. Let me ask you a question. Do you fucking believe in magic? I'm telling you, I'm not a person of magic, but I saw fucking magic last night during the Hex conference. I saw a whole bunch of just really like low viewership. Yes, Alex's beard. Yeah. But like I was just like, you see this guy come up here and dude, he's just like Mr. Coder guy, like the fucking brain, bro. And he comes up there. He doesn't shill Hedron. He doesn't shill Icosa. He comes to the Hex conference just to talk about Hex. Like and like, I think that it was a really good approach. Um, especially with it being quote unquote contentious and quote unquote like fucking spicy topic, and just talks about the coding and the true core fundamental values of Hex and earning yield. And I like you see these you see all the chat just blowing up, like everyone's like, oh Alex, and just chat fucking blows up, bro. It blows up. That's magic, baby. Someone in chat was like saying like, dude, Richard didn't even have that many followers. And it is kind of like a tiny bit from the it is from the Hex ecosystem where a lot of us come from, obviously. um but like dude, you could see like, dude, he got choked up at the end because he saw everybody cheering him on, go Alex the king, and like, dude, you could just see that like I don't know, dude, I got an impression that dude wants to do good for the world. I think he probably shares that same mentality, like, yo, dude, I wish I could store my money and earn yield. And, that's why he came here and like to see like I would like to think that for a lot of people or most people, like if you minted Wattses, bro, like you made money, bro. Oh, did you buy and stake some Hedron? The price went down depending on when you bought, but like welcome to crypto, idiot. Like like that's just how it works. And like just wait till the next blow off top. It'll happen. Just be patient. But at least you're earning yield in the meantime. And like Icosa is kicking ass. Dude, it's the shark monster. Oh, we need that meme. We need that meme, Salty. The giant shark with like a rocket launcher flamethrower. It'd be like, and then you could be like Bitcoin. It's like a little bunny. And then you have like Icosa as the giant shark with like the arm flamethrower rocket launcher.
Oh my god, yes.
PayPal? Dips are in the game. Don't worry, dips are in the game. I'm trying to work out where I get more in, so like I hear you though. Dude, the pains of like Coinbase central like I get it to a point as a business owner, like clearing banks, validating information. Once again, this is why crypto was fucking invented. Um so it's all automated and all done by the blockchain, but yeah, I didn't know that it was MetaMask PayPal. I'm glad you mentioned that. Like that makes me trust MetaMask a whole lot less. Like wow. Oh, just wait. All those little angry Bitcoiners one day, I don't know when it happens, they're just gonna be crying. Oh, but I thought Hex was a scam. Bitcoin's going down. It's going down to 11K. Oh, and then you just see Hex just going up, and it's just like yes, Hex is absorbing everything in the universe. Like oh, it's gonna be glorious. Dude, okay, think about it from this point of view, bro. All right. Bitcoiners have a lot to fucking fear. Do you know why? Because there's no emergency end stake button in Bitcoin. You're allowed to dump your shit whenever you want with no fucking consequences. And like, you know how like we had this FUD campaign priced down and all these whatever, but like, let me tell you, bro, like the EES button really makes you think twice about selling your good shit. And people are very impulsive. So like oh bro, it'd just be so funny every Bitcoiner crying, my gains. I thought Bitcoin was going to 100K. And the one guy who said, yo, Bitcoin ain't going to no 100K, bitch, and that it's just his product is taking over the market. It's just like Hex flips Bitcoin, and then just everybody's like, oh, it's if that moment ever happens, oh, I'm going to be the biggest I told you so motherfucker you've ever fucking met.
I got a good Icosa gift idea. We somehow we put the Icosa logo over Conor McGregor's fucking head as he does his like McMahon strut into the fucking octagon, right?
I like it. I like it. I'm telling you, we haven't embraced our full memeness. Like Ultra, that guy is popping out the good ones. Siggy, I love Ziggy's ones, dude. They fucking crack me up. Like everyone's doing a great job, but like, I'll be frank. This is like late. This is like scratching the surface of how truly memeable this crypto is because of how funny everything is in this community. Like, and where it's going. I just see this. Like, watch out, Doge. The new memers are on the fucking street. Ah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. What do you do for a living? I think Icosa. Oh, nice. Me too. Like, I feel like I see the rising stars. Like, dude, like Alex and Maxim, man, those are those are the fucking players that's like watching like fucking Michael Jordan fucking in high school, or every like NBA player is just like mouthwater, or and every NBA team's like mouthwater, like, oh, I want that kid right there. He's gonna be a star. And like I really like the direction uh more than in the heck just full hex maxi YouTuber. Like, no hate on anybody, but like I just remember telling my buddy Togash, dude, Togash, please do not put Joker on there. I don't care if he gets 150 views. Like, please don't put Joker on there, please. And like, yeah, and look what happened. Do we have any new people in here? Anybody questions? Compounding? Icosa? Watsas? Uh,
I've got a question for you there, Mike. There's a lot of talk about the compounding for Icosa, which is all good and well, and I understand that the pool is smaller than that of the Hedron pool. But is there any particular reason why Hedron isn't being talked about in the same light and breath for compounding as Icosa?
so it's kind of like implied kind of thing. Um, like it's like all the different types of ways to compound. Like, for example, I sold some Hedron at the top. I bought a Watsa, and then I sold that Watsa for profit, and I bought Icosa on the dip. And then I staked it all. So that's technically, in a sense, compounding. But like, a lot of people do use their Hedron as a mining tool for Icosa. I don't have a ton staked right now, but that doesn't mean that like I'm correct. Um, Solix does make a fair argument where it's like the Icosa pool will probably become very, how do I want to put it, like very lucrative, and in terms of mining Icosa. As Icosa or Hedron gets more rare, like that staking pool is going to be a little bit more valuable. Um, but like, yeah, it's kind of implied that if especially if you want to hold a lot of Hedron, like you just use your Hedron to mint up Icosa and end stake it and put it in. But just remember, like when you end stake, it's like depending on how long it is and stuff, like how do I want to put this? Like because of the share rate, you have to watch out. And remember, we have the poly guys in there. And like, so every time you restake, you're going to get less points, but poly stays the same. So like poly's kind of sucking up some Icosa right there. But like at any point, like because of the compounding effect of the Icosa pool of itself, like you're going to have leakage. It's not really like it's kind of it's just like you compound a stake, you take a 50% penalty. Remember, the Icosa then is distributed evenly amongst the three pools. So probably having some Hedron staked up, earning Icosa, maybe even locking a good share rate. I don't know, like if you should be immediately throwing it in there or whatnot. What happens if there's more seeded liquidity? Well, those stake points in the Hedron pool are going to be much more valuable.
Yeah, gotcha. Thanks.
And a lot of it, so if you see Icosa at the ceiling price, you can go and sell your Hedron to buy Icosa, but you should probably be really selling Hedron to buy Hex to wrap it for 15 years and everything. So but if we're below ceiling price, like 50-60% below ceiling price, dude, just sell your Hedron to buy Icosa. But another factor in it is what's the Hex price and how is that going to affect the free market of the HSI auctions? So if you can get a better deal buying an HSI, selling it to the contract, remember you have to tokenize it too, which is a couple dollar fee. So there's a lot of like math involved here. But like if you can get a better deal buying an HSI by using your Hedron, well, like go do it. But like in order for that to like be more of a like scenario, in my opinion, is like we have to be near ceiling. Because if we're too far low and the bids are now higher than the redeemable Icosa price than what you paid for it, it's just like, well, you're kind of moving backwards unless you're just buying that stake to hold it, which is totally cool too. God, hedge fund. Once all the hedge funds find out about this, the price is going to be so high. It's going to be glorious. It's all about the yield, baby. God, I love this shit.
Really?
I still think you're better off splitting it, but like new game mechanics can be added to change that opinion. And like I in the game, bro, like it's just like seeded liquidity, yes, it's inflation and stuff like that, but it's like a carrot and stick. It's like pieces of candy. Be like, do you want more yield for longer? Yes, sir. Yes, I do. And it's just like, well, you got to play the game and then you go and restake and compound based on that. Because remember, like the number of Icosa, how do I want to phrase this? Like the price of Icosa just like to me just doesn't matter. It's about the pool percentage because I just want to be the biggest like player that I can. The top 500 symbol means a lot to me, but I'm like weird. So maybe there's a year of no seeded liquidity, and then all of a sudden, in order to give a carrot to they start adding seeded liquidity because that might make people want to buy more Icosa because they see the seeded liquidity. or maybe like they just or just like, how do I want to phrase it, like the essay can burn and do another year, but the essay could also just burn like as it pleases, like 100 billion in a single day, and it starts to affect everybody else's like behaviors. And and like if there's a big payout for whatever reason, just a lot of HSI selling for a lot of Hedron, or SA burns again, like it starts to change the like network behaviors of all the stakers, and it could like, you could have like everyone's like, dude, what's the plan? What's the plan? We go through and we figure it out as we go. That's my plan. And like I think that's going to be kind of like something important because this is so dynamic. Like you're gonna be like, I'm not ending this stake tomorrow. No, no, I'm gonna let it go. And then something changes, and then you're like, oh fuck, bro, I think I have to end that stake. Like I don't know. You're like doing math, doing calculations and stuff. Well, it's gonna be very interesting. And then it's like, what if you had a token that's like based on burning Icosa or something? All right, guys. How about this? Here's a funny game mechanic. All right. So I don't know how this all pans out. If more people build, I don't know if there's a builder in here, but like you buy an HSI, right? Buy like $1,000 of hex, right? You wrap it for 15 years, and then you have to EES it to get the penalty to get this other token. You have to nuke a 15-year stake in order to get this new token. I think that would be fucking hilarious, personally.
I like uh, just recompounding my Hedron every 30 days. Take my Icosa, sell it back to Hedron, build the Hedron up, and just keep doing that.
You can do that. I do think you might regret it, because if what happens when Hedron becomes really rare? Icosa becomes more rare because less is burnt, because
So
Hedron's more
essentially,
rare.
there's all these different angles and maneuvers we can do and options, but really there's no real way to lose.
Right. It's just who wins. What's the strategy that wins more? So, because like the thing is that like Icosa has a ceiling, and it. The thing is it's a staking coin based on network interactions. Hedron can go and do one of those 1,500% returns, and just because you stacked in everything and all these things, it could be the play. I'm not doing that play, but like maybe that's the fucking the like left or the Hail Mary fucking throw play, and it works out for you. Um, who knows? Because like remember, like if we start seeing a little bit higher hex price, just even a little bit, like people would be like, "Oh, hex bull run," and then you're going to have people start talking, be like, "HSI buybacks, guys. You could get discounts. Look at all these guys getting 50%, getting hex 50% off." And then you kind of have like a FOMO fest buying Hedron again. But also, we have a lot of Hedron coming out. So, what are the big players going to do? Oh, and the one big hex holder who dumped, he did dump like a trillion he dumped a trillion Hedron. So there is a little bit less Hedron out there, and you know, but like there's also a lot of unminted, so it's like so hard to tell what's going to happen. Keeps you on the edge of your seat, though.
Part of me wants nothing to be for Richard Hart to not give any updates at all over with the conference on Monday, and then the price will tank, and then I can either scoop up some more cheap hex at 1 cent or take that money and buy Wattses. I don't know.
Honestly, that would work out great because I'm trying to get money in the market this week and dollar cost average and follow what I preach. So if I get wrecked for everybody more than everybody who like listened to me and whatnot. So I would like that. Give me a penny hex. Woo! Penny hex. But I do see an argument where it's like everybody's saying penny hex, penny hex, penny hex. And like there were a couple good $1 million of buy volume. So when everybody starts gawking together in the same pathway, sometimes it makes it come true, right? But like there's a lot of money here on the table, and this FUD campaign, if we look back and it was complete fucking bullshit, it just shows how important this entire ecosystem truly is. It's to get the bad holders out. And what I see is this was a ploy to get cheap hex and to FUD out everybody out of all the bad holders out of their bags. I don't know. We'll see though. If we drop to a penny, I'll be joining in with you with the DCA, and I'll go buy a couple 100,000 hex, and we'll see. I do think that a lot of the dumpers are pretty. Like I know those 2 wallets were super dumping, so those are still like enemies with ammo ready to nuke the price. But what if they stop selling and just restake? We'll see. And if hex drops, that means Icosa goes back down, boys. 30 cent Icosa, let's go. Woo! Cheap Icosa. Woo! Yeah, man, I saw Alex like kicking ass at the show. He's like, "Oh fuck yeah, bro! Fuck yeah, brother!" And just like, dude, I can't wait till he starts streaming. I think it's going to be that like, just like that, dude. Like it's going to be, like the Yield Takeover party. It's just like, oh, everyone leave, everyone, we gotta leave. Alex is on. Peace out. All of us were like messaging each other, like, yo, Alex is on, dude. The guy after Alex was weird. I don't even know what he was talking about. He had like I used to do presentations and stuff, and like he had like 6,000 images on the screen, and like all of them were memes. I like like no hate on the guy. He's probably really smart. I was just like I am like overloaded with information, and I was like, oh, I was about to fall over. I was like, I don't even know what he's like talk about, but like good guy, but just like those cheers for Alex, dude. You could see he was like moved. You could see he choked up a bit at the end. He was seeing everybody like cheer him on, and he was like, he got that oh shit, dude, my community's got my back feeling. At least that's what I saw. I don't know. I do a lot of drugs. I don't know.
To me, I don't know, but I feel like I was watching them. I feel like I was he was biting his tongue on a few things he wanted to maybe say, but yeah, that's just me. I'm glad he didn't. I'm glad he was humble though, like on saying what he needed to say.
I feel like his speech was geared towards the Hex community and the developer coder guys, like the really smart ones. Like I feel like, yeah, if it was me, I would have added a little bit more cocaine fueled, hooker fueled, like fucking FOMO, like excitement. But like, we already have enough of that. There's already enough of that with excitement here. So it's nice to have him go up and be the cool, humble guy. And at the end of the day, like, all of this is still about Hex at its core. Oh, God. Lend your economic energy to the fucking magic money machine. You get dispensed Icosa and Hedron. You know, if you need to cash them out, just cash out your interest. If the price is down, shut the fuck up. You still earn good yield. Fucking restake. I like that viewpoint. You know, I joke. I'm like, oh, dude, we earned 0.25% interest in a day. This is unlivable. How is Koga supposed to have his flaming yawn? And I joke, but it's like, you know, it is phenomenal yield, and you know, there could be a dip, especially after auctions. Like there definitely could be a dip. There's a fair argument. You know, some of these Watsas, they're really starting to get in profit. Let's see what happens, and you know, people will sell. Just because they're staked up. So sometimes Watsas get burnt first. You're 100% staked here. You're going to take a 50% penalty when you need cash on a stake, or just burn a Watsa. Well, like burning a Watsa is a thing you can do. Oh, just wait till all those fucking retards with their fucking JPEGs with monkeys, and they just like fucking realize I have a JPEG with a monkey on it that earns yield. Oh, I'm telling you, if I see a Watsa with a monkey picture on it, oh, that bitch is mine. I'll overpay for it. It's worth it for the meme.
Have you seen where you can have you seen where you can like get a picture frame and put and you can plug in your NFT, so you could have like an NFT what's on your wall that's like with your art that's spinning and doing whatever it does?
I was wondering about that because I want to do that. I don't do anything when it comes to coding or anything like that, but like I'm sure there's a way to like be able to post your Watsa and then like link it somehow to like the app.icosa so that you can like show the yield on it and stuff like that, or like how much it earned today or something like that. I think things like that are possible. It's just somebody's got to build it. I was talking to DJ. He even brought up the point where people in the future, like they might wear the Watsa. Like they have like a necklace with a battery pack and it just has a picture of your Watsa on it. Like, you know, like it sounds kind of crazy and stupid, but like there are so many more crazy and stupid things that have been very successful. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. You can't enter this party. This is for Watsa holders only.
You know, when you go to when you go to a party, there's always a room with like a little exclusive bunch in there that's just secretly doing their own little thing. You're still in the party, but you're just off, you know. And that's the way it was when I was a youngster. Anyway, you'd always just have a little look around to see who was the little subgroup.
Might be us Watson holders coming up, baby. And we have the exquisite piece, token 1456. This is the best token. This was a rare piece by DJ. These art critics and their bullshit, whatever. But like that's what it's going to turn into. Like money and pictures together. It was really stupid with the current entity market. And look, those things were selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Fucking retarded. And they just keep minting them. They just keep endlessly minting them. They're like, oh, wait, I got an idea. Let's put a cigarette in the monkey's face. Oh, $5,000 more. And just like people gobble that shit up. Actually, I heard, by the way, FTX was the one that was shilling Bored Apes and stuff. So like they're this the scammer is just doing more scammy like shit for money. Like the world doesn't ever change, does it? Like, oh my god.
Yeah, I've been following the Bored Ape stuff for a while. I follow this guy Ryder Rips. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's on Twitter, and he like exposes the whole like racist like themes in the Bored Ape stuff, and he like exposes a lot of stuff the founders doing. It's just super scammy. I'm not surprised they went into business with FTX.
I watched that video, I think, or watched one of them, and like I was just like raising eyebrows, like I don't want to call you a Nazi, but like I didn't look any farther.
I mean, it's just really suspicious, and like it would be an incredibly rare coincidence for all of those like racist dog whistles to be included in that stuff, and they just didn't realize it. It's just I don't believe that.
I want to see Sam Bankman-Fried's one black buddy. Where's Sam Bankman-Fried's black friend? Everybody's got a black friend. Where's his black friend? I smell sus.
In the Bahamas, maybe.
Dude, could you imagine being that fucking poor son of a bitch? You're a fucking vegan and shit. You're fucking like you haven't eaten meat in 6 years. You got no fucking muscle on you, and then you just scam millions of people. Oh, bro. Oh, that's not. I don't want to walk around thinking somebody's following me for the rest of my fucking goddamn life.
Right, and like if he's probably gonna go to prison, and like I wouldn't be surprised if he gets like fucked up in there.
I got a cucumber for you, boy.
And they keep showing pictures of his girlfriend, who looks absolutely terrible.
I don't know. I think he would be in some sort of super protective custody, fucking glamorous type of fucking cell. Not general population. That guy's getting fucking destroyed.
Man. It's so funny, dude. Like, God, could you imagine being Richard Hart being like, I called that one more on the nose than anybody else and just gets no props? Like, just like, hey, guys, like, I warned you. Like, nope, nope, nope.
So can I just ask, going back to the other stuff, the yield's gone down a lot in the last few days, but the price has obviously gone up a lot. Were we expecting that? Is it like another round of auctions gonna push the yield up, but then the price will drop again? Is that the way we're thinking things are gonna move forward?
Maybe. I kind of think that it's possible. I think the yield is more lower now just because there's not as many HSIs with a lot of shares coming through. So as soon as if we saw like 1,000 T share like stake go through today, and get bid on, the yield would still be high. And remember, like the Icosa pool has gotten more competitive, and I think the Hedron pool as well. So like I'll have to double check that with the Hedron pool, but like the pools are getting more competitive, but there's not from what I've seen, there's not like insane amounts of shares going through the HSIs auctions.
Yeah, because one day I got like over 1,000. I got like 1,200 Icosa in one day, but then I think the other day I got like 100.
Enjoy your yield while it's good, because it might not always be this high, but the price of Icosa will, after seeded liquidity and stuff, like you're going to go from 10 a day, for example, to like 1 or 2 a day. So it's going to get real scarce real quick.
Yeah, I think the prices definitely have an impact on people's behavior as far as whether they're starting or participating in auctions. It's interesting to watch that and see what happens over time.
Agreed.
We've got in Australia, we have to put money into super, whatever it's 401, whatever you call it over there, your pension thing. And so I put it in self-managed super fund and then bought a massive Icosa stake.
Fuck yeah. Not financial advice, but sounds like a good play. I think you'll look back and laugh about that.
Well, all the pensions are going to disappear, aren't they? I mean, all the ones, mine was in like a government health because I was working for the hospital. So it was like in this Queensland Health super fund, but that's all going to go to nothing. So now it's in how are they going to find it in how are they going to find it in a Icosa stake?
They can track things through the blockchain stuff, but yeah, chain analysis can be tough sometimes.
It's totally illegal though. It's just self-managed. So it's not in I guess there's no third-party risk, is there? Because and it's in something good.
I think it's in something great.
That's the beauty of Watson's. The Watson pool can't be competitive. Like what happens in a year's time when both Icosa pool and Hedron just dry up? It's too competitive. And who's left standing? The Watson pool. Then what happens to the value then?
I didn't change my name because it's like I agree, bro. The Watsons, dude, they're the wild card here, and it's so interesting that it's a giant game of chicken. And dude, digital scarcity, man. Digital or just scarcity in general, but scarcity. Dude, you want a Watsa, bitch? Guess what? You had to buy it from us, bitch. And you know what? I'm not. I'll be frank. I'm not in a rush to dump my Watsas, bro. Like, a 10 million, 1 million point Watsa, dude, you're gonna be able to sell that for a retarded premium down the road. You might be able to sell a penny Watsa for $5,000. Like, I know that sounds so fucking stupid, but like, why not, dude? Like, money itself is just so like in value and stuff. It's just all based on buy, sells, number of buyers and sellers. Like, it just like I just think it like bro, you're going to see a moment where Watsas just melt people's faces. It's gonna be great. And that I do. You know what? I like the AI artwork. I'm sorry, I don't know anything about art, guys. I'm not like my. If I know nothing about art, my parents would be laughing hearing me say this. But I think that the Watts artwork, from what I've seen a few. I saw the Jawa clip, which was really cool. But like I saw a couple. Some people pulled me aside. They're like, "Hey, this might be in the Watts pool. No promises." And they showed me one, and like, bro, bruh, they're so cool. There's some of these that are going to be very highly sought after. Remember, the rule is if you get a Jawa like Watsa, you're allowed to call it ugly and you're allowed to burn it. And Jawa said his feelings will be a little hurt. You're getting two things done, two birds with one stone there. I love Jawa, by the way, we're buddies. So Rom, so I've been doing some thinking. How much do you like making wallets? Oh, you might not be there. But yeah, guys, like there's a fair argument that like I wouldn't go all in. I do. If you go all in on this play or something like that, or you put too much of your portfolio into this play, it's way too risky. But I'm just saying throw a couple dollars in it. Dude, what about some 30-day stakes? Like, I know it sucks and it's just like, but like, we're in this weird system with number of days served versus the penalty you would take for compounding versus the gas versus the amount of yield. You could set up some 30 days. Okay, so this is really good. Mr. Hedge Fund guy, I know you're in here. You enjoy this. You create a 30-day stake. All right. Now, gas fees are such a problem because it's like half the cost is going into like the thing. So you might just be better off buying the Icosa instead of doing the gas. But there's an argument to where you can make a 30-day stake today. All right. So now let's start a 30-day and a 90-day right next to each other, guys. And now let's say because of a certain event or something that the SA did, now all of a sudden at day, let's say day 60, yeah, day 60. So 2/3 of the 90-day stake, and now we have the 30-day stake. So you compound them at the same time. Well, like, you know, like instead of compounding every 30 days, maybe you want to compound every 60 days. Well, you can start that 30-day stake, let it run 60 days, and just let it run some extra days. It's not deadly. It's just not worth compounding at this moment. And now you're compounding for a zero. Like, and remember, it's like each layer you fucking go down, it's just like it's way more penalties. Like you have to serve way more days to serve a lower penalty. Like now even though it may be worth for you to take that 33% penalty to compound because you want those stake points, like the 30-day doesn't take any penalty. and because there's no bonuses or anything, like it's both the same. Like if it's 20 Icosa versus 200 Icosa, and then let's say you earn 200 Icosa in yield, well, the other one's going to earn 20 Icosa in yield. It just ran like extra days past the days served. So there is don't go heavy on this because there's a lot of downside risk. We have a virus on the Ethereum chain, and like if gas fees get too gnarly, like yes, you compound with less penalties, but you have to do 10 times as many transactions. So, and remember, it's like a send with ETH, it's a send with Icosa, and then it's a stake and unstake, and then a send of the Hedron, like to another wallet. And so, like you multiply your like you have 10 times as many gas fees. So, is 10 times as many gas fees worth it for not taking a penalty? Because remember, like if Icosa goes down and shit, like we're probably you're going to get fucked. You're going and gas fees go up or like whatever. But like, if you have to, if we sell higher Icosa price like $1 or $2, and we had thicker liquidity or something, there's like, you might be able to just sell a couple Icosa from one of the wallets. And even though you're dropping $200, $300, $400 in gas, you're saving all that Icosa yielded. But also, you run into this fact where I like, I think 50 cents isn't like it's not the absolute best price ever. But like if we go in, you're all like each wallet that you start will cost you like bare minimum $6 to start a stake. Should you have kept all of that gas and just bought like more Icosa? Do you know what I'm saying? Because it costs so much gas. If each wallet costs $6 in gas, you could have bought 12 Icosa and saved it. And then remember, we're talking about 20-day stakes, so we're talking insane amounts. Maybe 30-day stakes completely get you wrecked. But like, there could be some, like, no one's doing it. Once again, like, it's sometimes the play that nobody's doing that you need to go and look at. Don't go all in on it. Like, this has a lot of downside. Like, I see a lot of circumstances where it kind of sucks. But, like, I would say grab 200 Icosa and make 10 stakes. And so that would be like a $200 bet. Like, I think after gas and stuff like that. And you can just let them run. Like, and then if gas fees do drop, or for example, maybe like, I'm not, dude, I have no hints or anything. I'm just bringing up theory. But like, if Pulse Chain came out, boy, that first compound's going to be fucking dope. But you could have already bought more Icosa and that did the gas because you have 10 times as many gas or fees because you have 10 times as many transactions. I think in this game, like, guys, this is a game. Like, I know it costs money, but like, that's the way I play this. I play this like a game. And like, I'm not going to go heavy. Like, dude, I will do like a set of like 10 or 20. But like, what if a couple 30-day minions like become like really valuable because you set them up right? There's a lot of upside potential to not taking a penalty on a certain number of wallets that you created. Now, don't go heavy. This is 90-day stakes are still really, really good, I think. but like 30 days could end up being the hands down best play. Do you want to manage 1,000 fucking wallets? Like that's starting to get nutty, bro. Like we're starting to talk like retarded numbers, and like your computer will start freezing because of how many fucking wallets. But like, dude, I think everybody should do like 10 or 20, like fucking like 30 days. If you're a gambler, this is a gamble. No financial advice. You could get nuked on these fucking stakes. But like, I think you should try a couple 30 days and see how it turns out. I think that playing all these different types of minions have their advantages and different stats. And like you have here enemies in games like where they like will self damage or whatever, and then they explode. These might be the guys that just kind of explode, but like they could end up becoming a really good minion down the road.
I would say that the 90-day stakes are a lot less risky because it's like the gas fee is like covered by the yield basically.
Yes. And also gas is pretty expensive right now. So like I'm not saying go in on this. Like guys, this is not like a portfolio like recommendation. Like this is like, yo, dude, if you were like curious about like something that might be the big play for $200, like wait, yeah, it would be less than, I think it would be less than like $200. You'd have to double check the math. And if you lost the $200, you don't care. But like, dude, this actually has a decent play to it. But like, I would not. I agree with Rom here that 90-day stakes, in my opinion, are very, very valuable because we don't know if Pulse Chain is going to come out. You would get wrecked on the 30-day stakes, I think. But if Icosa's at a couple bucks, you probably wouldn't. If Ethereum's down, like you're fine. Like I think like being willing to sacrifice minions is okay. Like I'm willing. Some of these minions are going to have bad stats, bro. Like you're not going to compound right. But like everybody's not compounding right, so it's okay. That's how games work. It's a fair playing field. So I like if you're a little bit of a risk taker and you're not going to be mad at me for suggesting it, I think everybody should just make like 10, maybe if you wanted. Like no, I don't think I'd go too deep. Like this is real risky. But like I do a couple 30-day stakes, bro. If everybody like took penalties besides you, everybody starts bursting all their fucking coins, dude, like then you're the one who compounds with the 0 fee, and then like you'll get even more stake points because you're the lowest on the ladder and you don't take fees. I really shouldn't give out this info, guys. Like this stuff's like meta shit that you should be paying for. But like I want to see us all do good, bro. But like this is risky. Somebody want to say it's stupid? And I like I'll leave the floor open for people. I'll mute.
I'm not sure if I would do that, but I'm thinking that if you want to save on gas, my pro tip is to go do it at like 2 a.m. Eastern time. It's like a good time. Like in the middle of the night, you can save like a couple bucks in gas or something like that.
I do agree. Like dude, like making those wallets are not fun. You still have to go in and do all this fucking shit, and you could get nuked by gas. 100%. I'm talking to the degenerates in the room. If you still love Icosa, like we're like you know you get nuked on a $200, you know? Like, you should have bought more Icosa, I guess. But, like, I don't know. I would just make a couple. Gamble. And by the way, guys, I'm not crazy. There's totally like hedge funds, billionaires, millionaires. They sneak in here. Look at all these different names. There's always like 30, 40 fucking people. They're always changing their fucking names. I swear to you all, they're turning the frogs gay. All right? Not that there's anything wrong with that. Seinfeld reference for anybody who knows it.
You got me, but there is something wrong with that.
Oh no. I don't care what people do. I just want money to fucking work. That's the only thing that really matters to me. I want money and banking services to work for the people. And like, if we get this right and do it right, the good holders go to the top. We support the hex price, and like, we're lending our economic energy to the thing that I think is really changing behaviors and like, look what it's like kind of doing already. Like, it's bringing people together so hard in bad economic times. Like, the machine's working, bro. You could have made 30-day stakes. You could have made 90-day stakes. You like, yeah, the price is down, but you earn good fat yield. It's working. Like, in a bear market, it's hyperinflating, and we're like at 50 cents now. We can't drop farther, but like, that's how much yield people are earning.
Speaking about like changes in behavior, I think what's interesting that I've noticed in my life is that staking has encouraged me to save my money more than I normally would have in like a regular bank, because you just don't get any interest on that. But when I stake, I get yield, and you know, maybe the price goes down, but there's also the chance that it goes up. So it's just like, it's kind of like reframed my spending habits.
Dude, you know, I usually hate when people bring that stuff up. Like, I feel like it's just like, oh yeah, sure. Like, yeah, better habits, sure. But you're right. Even myself, like, it makes you want to save, and it makes you want to delay gratification. Like this is like free market banking. And like, it's just like that good behavior thing. You're right. It makes me want to save money more. Like, and then we lost that. I've always been a person who kind of like, I always had a stash of money, but you can't. I guess you just had to put it into the casino. You got to put it into the stock market. That's like the best way of saving. And dude, you're like, you know, Richard talks about like, you know, like, yo, you get like 100% return in so many years. Like, good job, dude. You kept up with inflation, bro. Like, good job. Like, 2x, bro. Like, dude, like, some of us bought near the 20 or 28, 30 cents. We made 100% right there or near it, plus yield. And most of us aren't looking to super dump right now at 50 cents, because it's like, what? Are you crazy? We're leading up to auctions. Us hitting ceiling price is definitely something that I think could happen, because like, the yield is so fucking good. People are going to want Hedron. I think staking Hedron is also really good for these auctions, because I think that we might see some pops here or there, and we might not. But like, if we start seeing pops, dude, like, having some Hedron staked is going to probably be really good. Once again, Wattses. I'm looking to buy one. I just don't have my money in yet, but like, I really think that that's a play. And if you guys buy them, I hope you make money. But like, if you don't, I will be buying. Like, this is awesome stuff. But like, I think you should maybe look at your stuff, and like, I would throw in $200 into the 30-day stakes and we could all laugh later if they all died or not.
It's gone 10 o'clock in the morning here, so it must be nearly time.
Oh, yes. Let's see here. And the other thing is, dude, people love games. Like, and like games are addicting. Like, aren't you guys like wondering like what the next movement's gonna be? Dude, like, what if Godwhale EESs and then buys all the stakes? You know, like what happens if we just start seeing busting? You know, maybe we don't, and then it takes till after auctions. But like, dude, something's gotta happen at some point in between like now and the end of next month. I'm on the fucking edge of my seat, bro. Dude, is anyone else feeling the energy, or am I just like in my own fucking little world here?
No, we're all here.
You make up for everybody else.
Yeah, man, I just try not to say anything unless I got something to say. Or something good to say, you know?
Yeah. I like that. You guys, like, you always have good input off what I say. So
It's 10 a.m. here, so it's a bit early for a party.
ha.
You in Australia?
Are you in Antarctica or something?
Yeah, it's far north Queensland, rainforest.
Mm. Playing with the leopard seals by chance?
Din, din.
I'm not sure about seals. It's barrier reef, but big snakes is my main issue. They keep trying to eat the ducks and the chickens. Oh, and the dog. Massive python was in the house, attacked the puppy, and my wife, who was in by herself, 7 in the morning, so I'd gone to work, and she had to stab it to death with a knife. There was blood everywhere.
You stabbed the python in your house?
my wife stabbed
Your wife?
because she was
Dang.
trying to get it off. It was wrapped round. It was like 6 weeks old, the puppy. It's like it's growing up now. It's going to be a big tough dog, but it was like 6 weeks old, and we don't normally get pythons in the house, but it was in the house, wrapped around the puppy's neck. She had her hands in the python's mouth, and every time she pulled the thing off from around its neck, the tail came around and wrapped again. So she called my daughter, who's the only other one around. She ran across with a knife. She was stabbing the snake with the knife, but she threw it into the field next door. And then the next night, it came back.
The stabbed python came back next night.
Yeah, so I went to get the axe, but when I came back, the kids must have spooked it and it had gone off. And then I've never seen it since. But I don't think they can survive once they've been stabbed like that. I think they go away and die somewhere because it's. Someone told me that.
You were ready with an axe? I love that story.
Oh, the next night, me and the puppy, we stayed up. Do you know what we did? We got a little rooster, because you always have these roosters that you don't want. So I got a little rooster, like a teenage rooster, and I put it in a cage and I put it on the veranda, and I just waited for this big snake to come back the next night, and we sat there and he never came back. Sorry, bit off topic.
Damn, that's something. Fighting the pythons on daily basis.
Well, to be honest, I've been here for like 15 years, but you don't normally get them in the house. But I think it's like he could smell the puppy or something. Yeah, strange. I think we only had a python in the house like maybe once before.
What's the name of the place that you live in? I mean, I'm assuming you don't live in the big city, right?
Nice. Do you know Cairns? So you go to Cairns and then you go all the way up into the hills, and it's a place up there, beginning with K. And I think white people came up here to grow marijuana actually, because it's like the best place to grow it. And that's not me. I didn't do that. Yeah, it's a beautiful place. And you know what I went to yesterday, which is really interesting? Everyone's talking about citizenship and being a US national and all this type of thing. It seems to be the little bit of a trend at the moment because people's looking to get out of the gaze of the authorities. Well, around here there is a indigenous group called Yidinji, and I might be becoming a Yidinji citizen. I'm from England, right? But I might be becoming a Yidinji citizen. And I went to the Yidinji Day yesterday, and basically it's kind of what we're all talking about.
They have a nice tax code. Is that why you're doing it?
Well, it's only early days, but they've got a Yidinji dollar, which is connected to the Australian dollar. So it's only been going a few years. I mean, it's been going thousands of years. That's the point. But it's only just been come back. But they've got like digital Yidinji dollar, so there's just opportunities, and people have driving licenses with it, and people have passports. You can go to Russia on a Yidinji passport. Apparently, there's a few countries that recognize Yidinji. So it's just like when you get a different name, you give yourself a different name. So if people's coming after you for whatever reason and they see, say you get pulled over. I mean, you can't break the law, but say you're pulled over in your car and they check your license, and the police, they've no idea of your Yidinji license, right? They've never heard of it. But when they call it through to the main desk, it just comes up on a computer like "do not detain," because it's recognized in law as something different from all the other driving licenses. It's just those things. I mean, I'm only just getting into it, but it's there's something in it, and I don't think it can do any harm. It's good to have two names. It's good to have two passports. It's good to have these types of things. Yeah. Sorry. Hey, I've got to go as well. But good luck, everybody. It's great. I'll be here again tomorrow.
Please do,
Yeah,
dude.
go,
Good talking to you.
Go kill that python, man.
Yeah, well, you see, it's when it gets warm, that's when they all came out. So around Christmas, they've all been hibernating. Then it gets warm, they all come out. They're all hungry. That's when we got our puppy. Okay, so probably not the best timing.
All right, the yield takeover. I did the math just in my head. It looks like we got like 0.5% yield in the Icosa pool. It was a little more than a 0.5% in terms of principled Icosa today, plus the Hedron. Obviously, like the amount of Hedron's just a couple dollars at current prices, but down the road, never know. Do we have any people in chat who've got questions, like, or anything? New players, like, anybody got input? Well, yeah, I do explain things really well. Yeah, I would imagine you don't have questions. You're welcome.
Maybe Valerie can teach me a thing or two about staking.
Yeah, we got all the bitches in crypto. All the ladies are hexagons.
Yeah, she destroyed me on Twitter.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm.
Were you being
Now
a
I see
bear?
her here. So, who burned some WhatsApps today? I did. Come on,
Good
Wims.
man.
Burn them WhatsApps. Come on.
Dude, they've been burning hard. You gotta watch out. Like, you'll see dips because of that. That's all I
No,
have.
they're wimps. They're scared to burn.
Why would anyone burn when they've already returned? The ROI is amazing. You've got 100% back that you've invested and you're just watching it grow.
Well,
So I could get a better yield. That's
some
why.
people created ladders, but I think that like watts of burning could be an act of benevolency. I don't know. Like, I'm just guessing, but like some people just literally created ladders because they're like dude, if you look on some of the wallets, bro, like some people made like I heard them talking about it to the like they made like stacks of like 50 or 200. They literally just spent like an entire 2 weeks of just minting just so they could just keep burning them like every week. Like, some people are narcissists and they enjoy watching like everybody cheer. And it's like it is passive income, you know?
And then you think those individuals are putting it in their Icosa stake?
The circumstance that I saw was the dude sold for cash. And remember, like, if he was like staked in Icosa, like, dude, the penalties are harsh. Like, that was his only liquid thing. So that is another thing to keep in mind is it's the most liquid besides the HSIs. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because they're staked, but they're liquid staked. Just so everybody knows, I was the accuser. She is 100% God whale. 100%.
Looks like a very Godwell portfolio with the dog.
Actually, I have to confess that the last gent that was talking about Udinji, that was hilarious because all I could think of was Richard Hart talking about his nation, and really it would behoove us to go off to some native tribal land and do something because I know he's talking about it, but I enjoyed what this gentleman had to say, the one from Australia. Digital Udinji, passports, driver's license. Just interesting conversation.
Imagine you make millions in Icosa or Hedron or Hex, whatever, and then you get killed by a python over there.
So I was actually talking about this in the chat, previous sand, a while back, but the powers that be have switched, and they're trying to repeal a bill that is going to defund the IRS agents with the guns. So if things continue this direction, crypto is going to make it for sure, and nobody needs to listen to the damn FUD about getting regulated.
Good regulation is good. Bad regulation is bad. We pass good laws. We pass bad laws. I'll be real. Like out of all the topics in politics, when I was looking through, like most of crypto is pretty bipartisan. Like they're going to probably pass some stupid ass laws along the way, but that's just like how it works. They're not about outright banning it because of the efficiency that it offers to the economy that adopts it correctly. There's more upside to regulating crypto. Like it's the carrot and stick, bro. Like in my opinion, like the government
Just remember, whatever is good for you doesn't mean that it's good for them.
But like at the end of the day, it's like this: like they want to adopt, like the government, like especially the U.S. government, like if they can adopt a monetary system or like move to like crypto to make everything more efficient, that grows the economy. Like that's what this is about. It's about making your number go up, and it's like if there is a way for them to still have, if that makes money better, they're down for it. Like, yeah, they probably want control, and this fight between CeFi and DeFi will probably continue. But like, look what happened through this last bull run.
That's right as I speak.
We had Uniswap that was good. We had Hex that was god tier, and like all of CeFi just fucking failed. We're as things grow, dude. Like, people are going to know about Hex, dude. People are going to know the name because like it's unstoppable. And like, if like governments can use better technology, they will do it.
The Speaker of the House changed. They're going to be less on hands. That whole paradigm of overregulation stuff, that's completely changed.
You have to go with the punches, like
we already went through it.
Yeah,
you're thinking about the past, man.
It hasn't really been a thought. Like I've just been in crypto so like
that's okay.
for so many years, and it's of just like watching it and reading about it. Like I didn't own a ton of crypto, but like I was always curious about it because I thought it so fascinating. But like the early days, back when like Coinbase went through all the regulation, I did some like research on that. And like, it's like, bro, that was the risky time. Dude, we have
You
Michael
know,
Saylor FOMOing his entire company's money into Bitcoin at the top. All right, like,
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's here to stay, and they're just looking to regulate it. Like, with
Oh
all
no,
these
no,
scams.
that even less,
Yeah.
less of that, less of that. We're not doing that anymore. The Speaker of the House just changed. Everything just changed, man. We basically elected another president, essentially. Our whole paradigm is shifting right now. What you assume to be true is no longer true.
What do you mean? Like, dude, like, it's
The
never been over.
the persons who proposed the bills are not the same political party anymore. It's all
But-
changed.
But that's important. But like, I'm just looking at from like a government going to like
Less regulation.
regulate crypto.
Less regulation.
But what they say and what they do are different things.
It's a different party. It's the Freedom
That
Caucus.
doesn't matter. But like, they still want power.
Maybe.
I like, dude. I'll be real.
Freedom
like, I know,
Caucus
like,
is a minority anyway.
dude. Like,
They're
I don't
not.
want to.
They're currently in power, bro.
I'm not
Yes,
a
they
super
are.
gun slinging conservative or
They're
anything.
far from being majority in the Republican Party.
Well, the Freedom Caucus is now the Speaker of the House, and that's just new, man. You got to pay attention to the news.
Who's
It's
the
past.
Who's the speaker?
Kevin McCarthy, no longer Nancy.
McCarthy.
He's from Freedom Caucus.
No, she's the out. She's out. McCarthy's in.
Yeah,
After
that
14th vote.
Nancy Pelosi's of it.
The- This
There you
guy
go.
is as far as you can imagine from the Freedom Caucus.
I don't
It's
even know.
the neocons, man. They're not the same people anymore.
Bro,
They
don't
stab
talk
each other
in
in the back.
absolutes like this when it comes to politics, because politicians all the time say one thing, and then like, you can assume all you want, but let's just look at this from an argument of regulation. Argument from regulation. The scary times of regulation were really, I think, during like 2014 to like 2016, 17. Like, it's here to stay. It doesn't matter. Like, dude, like, they've, before this switch, the government hasn't been overly, I feel like they need to be harder on these centralized exchanges stealing everybody's money, but like
What do
maybe
you think the
new
first bill
regulation will do
that's
that.
going to be? What do you think the first bill is going to be presented? They've already mentioned it.
I don't care what they talk about. I need to see what they do. You can have all these assumptions, but we need to take a step back. Like, even if the party didn't change, okay? Crypto is a good thing for the world, and even the government acknowledges it. The efficiencies in transporting money, like, everything in this world is accounting. The government wants good technology to grow the economy, or the government wants to grow the economy.
It's
And
good
like,
for the world, but it's not good for them. And they rule.
but if the economy, dude, even these economists know that, like, with the proper system,
They only care about their own economy, their own pockets. They don't give a shit about you.
That's why the first bill is
That's-
supposed to be deregulating the IRS.
you guys aren't getting the argument, but like, never mind. Like, all I'm
Yeah,
saying
we'll see
is
how
I
that
know
plays
they want to
out.
control it with their
Get
fucking
your wallet.
greedy hands. Like, we all know this, but like, at the end of the day, if there's a better monetary system to make the economy more efficient, the government is incentivized to like explore that technology.
I see what you're saying, Wazda. I get it. I just think that there's a change in the winds.
Maybe. Like, I don't know who McCarthy is. I know I just can't picture him in my head.
He's a neo. He's part of the corrupt system in the old days. But
Rhino.
there's different people. There's different people in power now, so there's less of those. Look, there were three guys.
That guy. Yeah.
Yeah, there was Nancy, Mitch McConnell, and potentially him. Okay, so now he's here. So now the minority view or the Freedom Caucus and a few other guys have a lot more power than they used to. Now they're
I
not
don't
completely
care.
irrelevant.
I don't
But that's
care. I
decentralized.
want to see what they do. That's not decentralized. Like what?
Yeah, they're not interested
who
in
cares?
regulation.
Speak
They're
their
not
change.
interested in regulation.
Yeah, that's what they say. Like, let's see what they actually do. And once that happens, then we can talk. But I'm just like, who cares? No one wants to
Well,
talk politics here because politics are so fucking retarded.
It's not. It's to help you at this moment. I'm trying to tell you that I don't want you to be fear mongering about regulation because it's gonna not be good.
Are you doing drugs?
No.
All right. I don't believe you. I'm doing drugs, but like, stop.
You want to worry about regulation or not?
Bro, when you are talking to another person, you need to understand what they are saying. I very clearly said that I think that entire narrative with the SEC was 110% FUD because the only time you really needed to worry about it was 4 or 5 years ago. I said that's not even a thought in my mind. And I said that twice.
Okay, cool.
And I was saying, I'm trying to pass that notion to maybe people who are newer in crypto. There
Okay,
could
cool.
be
We're on
new
the same
people
page.
who join, and they need to, like, I'm not saying that they can't write back regulation, but if you really take a step back and kind of look, you could go do some research of your own, and you could probably come to a very similar conclusion. Like, even without the speaker changing.
Well, that was just the nail in the coffin, is how I feel. That's all.
Got a whole bunch of people in here. Maxim, how are you today, sir?
Doing good.
Let me ask you. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I enjoy you talking, please.
Oh no, yeah, I was just listening and hearing what the current narrative of the day is. So.
Oh, I got one for you, Maxim.
Love it.
All right. All right. So, you look at the stats of this system, you see how players are playing the game. And
Yep.
you see where all the coins are staked. And I explained the concept of time stake versus days served versus yield versus T-share versus the penalty that you take and all these varying factors.
Yep.
I'm not going all in on anything like this. I'm just going to do a couple. But let me ask you, how much do you like making 30-day stakes?
For what?
Icosa.
I mean, all things considered, I love it. If I could do it with enough Icosa, like the problem is that, it would be, what would it be? 19 Icosa. So not worth it to me. I like the yield potential compounding. If it didn't have gas fees and time associated with it, then it'd be a great way to go, potentially.
So if you're a dumb pleb like me, it might be worth your time.
I do think the small players that don't have a ton of Icosa, there's less downside. I do think people should consider things like the unknown future price of Icosa and factor that in with the potential transaction costs and just make sure that they feel that the whatever risk that is worth the potential yield. And the yields, a minimum yield is relatively known, but the price associated with that yield isn't known. So it's just the slower, the smaller stakes have less Icosa as yield. And so it just becomes more of an issue.
Because you could get nuked. You could totally get nuked.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm thinking about throwing out 10 of the 30-day stakes just to see. Because one other thing to consider, Maxim, is maybe I don't need to end stake in 30 days. All right.
Oh, true.
So you can.
That's true.
So you can start the stake now, let it run for 60 days, and then comparatively to a 90-day stake, both of these stakes are started on the same day. Now, both want to compound on day 60. Well, one has to take the penalty and the other one doesn't. And now the super meta theory is like, should you just keep letting that stake kind of run for a second? Or should you compound right away, with
Yeah.
the future yield? What should you do with your
That's a good
Hedron?
that's a good counter. It's not a given that you have to unstake a short stake. If it doesn't have enough to cover the transaction fees, you do have another option, which is let it continue to generate yield. I think that's a really good point.
Which leads to me to do something that might be bonkers, but if it's cheap on Pulse Chain, I might run a 30-day stake every week or every few days.
Yeah, taking the transaction cost obviously changes the game theory a little bit. You just end up potentially, depending on your size, with a lot of accounts to manage. There is a possibility that someone could just create some kind of app that helps manage that.
Because there would be a lot of it would be a lot of paying yourself back very rapidly, and you would just be compounding a lot faster. And I think that's enjoyable. And if I have to wake up every day and just do a few more clicks, why the frick not? I'm an RTS player.
But right now, we need to make sure everybody knows this is very risky. This is super, super risky. You shouldn't do much into this at all, because you're basically, depending on time of day, you're almost investing 50% of the cost. So if it costs $10 to make the stake, it's like $6 or $8 in gas. So for those ones, those could be sacrifice pawns, because we have a virus on Ethereum right now and it's just clogging it up. It could get worse. And what happens if more people start making 30-day stakes? Well, then all of a sudden it goes even higher. Like 10,000 Icosa divide, what is that? That'd be like 500 wallets. That's a lot of different transactions. So those could get nuked. So, but I'm gonna do 10 of them. It's like fucking $200. Who cares? Sounds like a fun learning experience.
Sure.
No, I 100% think it'll work out. I think that the reason why some of these, I guess they were basically scam coins, were able to promise very large amounts of APY was because they constantly improved the principal at a fast rate. Like every 4 hours, they got to improve the principal, and it gave crazy APYs. Now those coins get diluted, but if you're in the Icosa Hedron, if you're able to do a 30-day stake and you're coming out with any profit, the faster you're able to rotate that through a certain time period, the more you're going to increase your APY.
Andrew, the other thing is remember, guys, so 60% investment, in each stake, it's sick, 60% of it is like lost gas fees. But also, you're not taking as much penalties and you're more flexible. So there's this double-edged sword between gas prices and then yield and end stake fees. But if we see higher gas prices, you have to pay 10 times as much gas. So it may sound good in theory, but you can get burnt here. I just think exploring ideas like this is very awesome, because now we get to see the actions of 30-day Icosa stakes and how they impact the system.
I would only
But
do that on the Pulse, but yeah, good idea.
Don't go all in on that play, please. I think you could get fucked. This is only if you want to lose, if you don't mind losing $200. So,
Oh no, I already know that if it's on the Pulse chain and the unstake is cheap, it's like less than $1 to do all this because it's supposed Pulse chains to be that awesome. I already know that rotating bags like this is more efficient. I've seen how quickly the APY skyrockets when when you're improving your principal. It's
I'm
an
not talking
exponential
to
thing.
you. I'm talking to new people who come in. Like, I'm making sure everyone knows, because people
sorry.
might take me as a Messiah of truth, which I am not. I am the fool, but I won't lie to you and try to mislead you. I'm asking questions and bringing up game theory of things that you could try. You could make money or you could lose money. And it's really like you're more, in my eyes, losing position. But like I've said for a while now, like having a whole bunch of different minions seems to have some advantage, because you never know what's going to be placed in front of us.
Yeah, that's not a good strategy if you're newer. The gas fees, you get nuked.
Icosa at 50 cents, I still think is like, you might have to hold it a year, you might get nuked on price a bit, but like if something's that valuable, I don't care. Like I'll dollar cost average.
I think it's funny how you convinced me of the waterfall. I mean, I was already convinced myself, but then I thought I was lying to myself about something because I didn't know, and now I'm scheming up the fastest way of rotating bags.
Don't forget too that like if Hex skyrockets in the next few months, it's probably taking Icosa's price with it, or helping it. And anyway,
That's true.
My mic died. I didn't get any of that. I'm sorry.
well, I was just reminding everybody, Mike, that let's not forget that if in the next few months Hex price skyrockets, it's probably going to be helping the Icosa price as well.
I see this, guys, I know it sounds so fucking stupid, dude. But like, when Richard says like he really believes it can perform in a bear market, like, dude, that's what like Icosa's meant to do, bro. It's like could like I don't know, man. Like I think Hex could go up, like not like just like you start seeing a little decorrelation. I don't know, man. The Hex community is different. I don't know, but like we could definitely see 10 cents. Don't go all in. I think DCA and stake and chill is the way to be successful.
The big easy.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
'cause if
always
you go
real big
all in
easy.
FOMOing right now, dude, like you can get wrecked or you make the big play, and it's just like if you just DCA, it's just so much easier for new players. Everyone makes their own financial decisions. This is just what I've done, and I find it very low stress and maximum. I believe you believe in DCA, stake and chill as well.
Yeah, I do. In general, I am a pretty big fan of dollar cost averaging. I think it's really hard to know what price is going to do, and dollar cost averaging is a way to have something to show for it with recognizing ignorance of the potential price.
I'm looking at it from a real simple point of view. I'm just going to use it like it's designed. I'm setting up my own little staking ladder. And I'm going, for like money I want to spend. So I'll put in, let's say you do $100 every single week. You'd have to do it for 12 weeks. And then at the end, after every time you get paid, you would it be every 12 weeks. I need to redo the thinking in my head, but like you just take out your interest, and just like that's what I'm going to use. And so like if Icosa goes to 20 cents, like my $100, it paid me $100 in yield, or $10-20 in yield. Like I could just restake it, but if it's worth like 50-100 bucks, you can cash out your interest. That's how the system's meant to be used, and then you just restake. Or if you're playing the game, you're trying to get the high score. You obviously compound and you go into the HSI auctions and all of those things.
Yeah, I'm playing the game, but not like you. Definitely not like you, because you're playing the game. I got another rodeo that I'm playing really well just because I happen to be to it early, but that's just a
I
different
think like
thing.
Maxim
But
like he brings a sense of like just like level-headedness to this entire community, and he dollar cost averaged into other things, and he owns Hex. I don't think he FOMO bought all in one day.
No, I didn't. I was one of the, I think, many that got in on Hex on the first day and regretted it shortly after because the price dropped, but fortunately was able to take advantage of that over the next month and a half or so. And I'm still dollar cost averaging into Hex and looking forward to potentially more buying opportunity if the market goes down.
Hey, do you see a day where early Hex investors or the general Hex, population, those that have T shares, will eventually realize they can be minting their Hedron and could possibly be minting a lot of it and actually just buying what they love off the HSI auction house? Like for
Yeah, it's an interesting question to me. I've actually tried to inform hexagons, early or whatever. Like, you have potential value there. Of course, if they're this late to the game, they will not be getting the Hedron bonus multiple, which I think is one of the most impactful. It's one of the most impactful metrics when it comes to the inflating Hedron supply. So like, the new people coming in won't have that. So it'll definitely create more inflation. But at the same time, if they like this game, then there's a chance that those people will want more of it because they're not, I mean, without the 10x multiple right now, you're not really getting that much Hedron. And I think if they like the game, like sometimes getting people in the game is the hardest part. And so I feel like if this is a good system and people stick, which it appears that people are sticking, then I think there's more advantage to getting them in than not.
because sometimes you see on the blockchain larger wallets that might not mint their Hedron, and you realize, wow, they could have minted, a couple billion or whatever the amount would be. It's just like the education in some of these larger wallets. It's like it seems like they just don't care. I don't know what it is, but they're leaving money on the table, and instead of just like dumping Hedron on the market, you know, you could potentially get yourself T shares on the cheap. And especially the more Hedron you get, it seems like the better discount you get, the
Yeah.
higher T-share.
Yeah, it's interesting. I posted in the main Hex chat and I don't know, some other chat, and they banned me. I wasn't even trying to be at all pro Hedron or Icosa. I was just saying, if you have Hex stakes, you have Hedron, and I got banned. I'm still not in.
well,
And so I don't know how many people are unaware. I think over time the chances that they're unaware is less and less, but it's a little bit, I could see people being in the dark.
I think I understand why the Hex community is not happy. I mean, I wouldn't say that we're symbiotic, but it's like they don't want their token to go down.
Yeah, I understand. It was a gray area. They're explicit about talking about other tokens in these chats, and I mentioned it. And so for whatever reason, they felt that was crossing the boundaries. I felt like fine with it because I was like trying to provide value to hexagons. It's like for the sake of Hex, I'm talking about this, and it wasn't even like a big post or anything. But anyway,
If I may add
You're a
my
good
2
man,
cents.
and you're.
No, there's definitely laggards in every project, and I think in the beginning when Hedron came out, There was just a group that did not want to connect their wallets to anything new, without allowing others to go ahead and see if they would get scammed or what it was about. Then after that happened and it was fine, then others got in, and then there's still a group that just are not in. You're right, because they don't know about it. I mean, I was on the Pulse Chain Telegram channel mentioning um, encapsulated steaks because Pepe said the word, and I said it next, and then someone called me a leech, and I had to. Then there was a whole argument just from using that terminology
They
because I
called you a
wouldn't say the
leech.
word of the project. But um, I mean, I was fortunate enough to get the 10x bonus multiplier, but there were so many that didn't. And you're right, they've missed out. And the other thing that gets me is that Richard has talked only positively about Hedron and Icosa. So you would think that that would lead others to want to get involved in it, but you can lead a horse to water.
Yeah, I think of it as I just want the bet. If I was a group manager, I'd want what's in the best interest of the group. I would understand why you'd want to be selective of what's allowed in your group. That makes perfect sense to me. But it's a little bit interesting because it seems like you're saying, you raised a really good point. Like, people are going to have to, if they're going to play this game, they're going to have to attach their wallet to another project. Maybe that was their concern. That'd probably, that'd be the most credit I think I could give them. Um, I feel like there's a chance that it came from an emotional place, and they just don't like other stuff. Period. But who knows?
Yeah,
It's okay.
there was a lot of FUD from a particular Hex YouTuber who's putting on a certain conference and is right now for Hex, and who's since come round. But at the same time, I've got to give a big shout out to the likes of David Feeder, and from memory, I believe Crypto Coffee also were like, look, this is read only, it's safe to do, it's a really exciting project. So there was a few of us like on the ground and were willing to take the word and trust, those kind of Hex members, and yeah, big payoff for those that just did their research and looked into it and went ahead and claimed their bonuses. But even with that assurance, even with those assurances from the likes of David, Fido, etc., I still remember it being a pretty nerve-wracking thing to do, just due to the incredible amounts of FUD happening from certain quarters.
I don't mind the caution. That's I kind of respect that aspect of it. Fortunately, like, I think over time, like you said, a lot of those people, if they don't love it, they're not like totally against it, which is good.
Does this mean we're getting yachts?
Sorry.
You'll continue, Ian.
I was just going to say, and this is probably highly conspiratorial and maybe way off base, but there's always that nagging part of me. It's just like, do some of these people that are fudding such things, like the first people to be locking into these 10x bonuses, and you know what I mean, and actually knowingly putting people off the scent when they know it's a sure thing.
I think that does happen. I don't know how much of that has happened yet with Hedron that I've seen, or Icosa.
Yeah, great.
I think there's a lot of people who they want the biggest piece of the pie that they can. FUD campaigns have existed in crypto for fucking ever. And I think this is the biggest thing since sliced bread. Yes. And I think that if less people claim 10x multipliers. Like the people with 10x multipliers never have to sell their hex. And all the other people who don't, they kind of have to start like they don't have that passive income. They're going to probably end up selling their hex. And it's just like I think that like some people might I don't know. Sorry. I'm Alex Jones. Crazy.
Another thing I like is just the ability to transfer my hex stakes. It's just, even if you hate Hedron, your ability to do Rapid and HSI has some pretty cool value. Like, I wish I could move my original hex stakes around.
Why would I hate Hedron? I love Hedron.
Yeah, the expression was even if you hate Hedron, and we know.
I know. I was just wanting to hear the why would I hate it. I just my brain can't think of thoughts why I would hate Hedron.
Well, unfortunately, we've got gatekeepers in the community who don't like Hedron. That's just unfortunate.
Let them know they're sweaty. That'll get them.
Well,
It's a good and bad thing.
Alex just played the best 3D chess move that he could by not mentioning Hedron.
Okay. That's kind of funny.
Remember,
he also
in
said-
the end game. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, I remember reading this morning, he said there was a non-disclosure. He wasn't allowed to talk about it.
Well, that's even worse, isn't it? That's true gatekeeping.
Yeah, it was in chat this morning from Alex.
What if he started talking about pulse stitch then? That'd been funny.
I also think that like the reward, it's just like one of those things. Like I think this just goes back to my title of my name. Like doubt Richard Hart, lose money. Richard Hart said, "Yo, let's watch it. Sounds interesting. You built it on top. Cool. You had it audited. Cool." And like he did say during the Pulse conference to everybody, like, have you heard about the derivative procs like Icosa and Hedron? Like he basically was like pretty cool. Like it's not for Richard to go down and shout down everyone's throat. You have to adopt Icosa and Hedron. I think and then he posted a tweet about it saying like, guys, there's a reason I don't talk about too many projects. Like it's like this is for the Richard Hart believers. I think don't doubt Richard Hart, bro. Like and like he gave the wink. Like everybody else who's not paying attention, like guess what? They have to pump our bags on the way in. If you're a Hexagon right now and you want to prevent selling Hex in the future and maintain your shares, you know what you need to do? You need to take all your liquid Hex or some of your close stakes. Actually, like there's an argument for close stakes, and you need to wrap your shit for 15 years and buy and then get into the Icosa pool. Every day you wait, the double share rate ratchet fucks you over. So the people who are paying attention get the biggest benefit, and it's kind of like the free market. Eventually, these guys are going to be hopping in just because they want the shares from the auctions. When Hedron came out, remember, there weren't auctions.
Yeah, it's interesting to me. I got wind of the likes of people like Motley the Investor, Wendy's for Tendies. I reckon those kind of guys are like all over the auctions and all over Hedron, but they just don't shout it from the rooftops because, why would you invite more people to be competing against you for these shares in the auctions when it's the less competitors, less players in the game, the better chances you've got to pick up shares for less.
Oh, and by the way, I want to add on to that point, Ian, really hard and stress it. Guys, just because this is just like the only Icosa chat, that doesn't mean that there aren't large groups of people meeting in their own private telegrams and stuff and talking. Because some of them are bidding on auctions and stuff, or they're seeing how everybody is. Like, there are clans and stuff going on right now. You just don't know it, or you're not part of a clan. Sorry. We didn't want you in there. This is PvP with cooperative. Good clans will go around and maybe, I don't know, start a whole bunch of stakes at a designated time and not everybody not bid against each other and try to watch and try to see where the flows of Hedron are. I don't know, man. Don't underestimate clan play, man. Playing with friends is really fun too. Someone's got to be buying all these fucking stakes.
That's right.
Alan.
I've got a question about stakes that are good accounted. Say I've got a Quattro Cinco with a bonus multiplier attached to it. In 15 years' time, if I good account that stake, is Hedron not anymore produced, or does it continue to be produced until that stake is ended? That's one thing that I'm not fully sure on.
I believe it's once you serve your time, the flow of Hedron just stops because the share, like you had a certain amount of shares for a certain number of days. Once you serve those days, it just stops. You can good account it, but like remember when it's good accounted, you aren't earning Hedron because it's not like staked.
Okay, cool. That makes total sense.
Ian, you could test it out. I just thought you could test it out, do a 1-day stake, good account it, and see whether you keep getting rewarded Hedron.
I'm sure by the end of 15 years, it's going to be stated either which way. I'll keep my ear to the ground.
I wonder how much it really has to do with price too. I mean, let's pretend Hex is 30 cents right now. I think they're not going to care as much about how we're doing over on our side. So people are super emotional, as Mike has pointed out.
Kind of emotional about my stakes, dude. Like I'm like looking at it, it's like, oh, dude, I made that minion, man, and it's like, how many of you do I compound now, and how many do I let go all the way through the timer? You know, and I'm like, I'm glad that we're not at auction time, right this second. Like my stakes are nowhere close to being compound worthy. But like I just know day by day as it ticks, it gets a little worse because you got more yield and your penalty went down. Ugh, it's gonna be tough.
Also, the fact that I think we've locked up millions of dollars worth of Hex ourselves over here in Hedron, but I guess that doesn't count.
Bro, like if Icosa hits ceiling, guys, there's just going like I don't know when it happens, but like Icosa was designed to hit ceiling. Like it wasn't meant to always 100% be at ceiling. It's like that trampoline for Hex. Like, but like if we hit ceiling again, bro, do you guys know how much fucking shit could go into the fucking HSIs? Do you know how much, like, dude, these numbers that I've given, like, dude, so like the pool could get more diluted and everyone could compound, but dude, there's still like a possibility or a future where there's a lot more stuff. That's a lot of Hedron. And remember, that Hedron is borrowable That's a fixed number based on the shares. While everything else is really variable, that's actually like a fixed number, unless it's a 10x multiplier and stuff like that.
So, guys.
Oh, God, this guy. Oh. This guy voted for Gavin Newsom. God.
Are you kidding me?
I like hockey. He's my bud.
Of course.
Okay.
What were my options?
True. True.
Oh, come on. There was probably somebody better than him.
No. I do have a question, guys. And anybody else feel like we've bottomed out in the market? I think November was it.
Dude, dips are in the game, bro. Dips are in the game. DCA, like, stake, chill, and hope you bought a bag at the bottom. Like, if you buy just one bag at the bottom, you're chill, you know?
No. I got plenty of bags already. I'm just I'm just watching the market, you know. But I'm pretty much tapped out anyway, so I couldn't buy any more if I wanted to.
Now you're telling everybody because you're like, God, dude, I'm all in. Guys, it's the bottom, I swear.
So no, I'm looking at the charts. I think we bottomed out already, but we'll see. Either way, it's still a good time to buy, you know. But if I had more cash, I'd be buying. Put it to you that way.
Remember, every time you buy, you're pumping Cocky's bag. Maybe you wait on your buy and make them suffer a red candle first.
Yeah, made me cry.
Give him a little pain. Give him a little knife stab.
Yeah. By the way, thanks for that
Always
recipe on
the
soy
back.
burgers.
I always keep in the back of my mind 11K and pray. And then just the other day, there was an aircraft carrier, U.S. aircraft carrier going off near Taiwan. So yeah, the Taiwan is always a hot button. So yeah, there's a lot of things going on in the world. So that could bring us back down. But yeah, DCA down, DCA up.
And I think like just DCing out with like interest is like that's how the system is designed, guys. Like, and if you don't want to sell, relock to get more stake points. This is your short game. Like I compare this for fish earlier. Hex is the long game, but like a lot of golfers, they need to work on their short game. And there's a lot of short game here in Icosa to get so that you improve your overall score.
Absolutely.
Drive for the show and putt for the dough, as they say. The short game.
I never heard that, but that makes a lot of sense why they say that.
I like it.
The club you hit the most in golf is your putter, right? So
Some of the most exciting days or a time in my day is when the thing ticks over, the yield.
It's nice getting paid just to like participate, and then it's like, here's some money. Thank you.
Yeah, it's actually awesome because you know, it is like a project, you know. We're users and we're getting paid every day to be holders, and the days are pretty flexible, so it feels good. I don't feel like I'm hodling. I feel like I'm compounding, and if I want out, I can get out.
I'll be real. Like at this point, you can't convince me otherwise. Like staking is a job. staking is literally a full-time job. Like, that may sound so fucking stupid, but like, this shit takes work, bro.
Yeah, because you have to maintain income.
By the way, I run a service where if you send me your keys, I'll take care of the staking for you for a nominal fee.
Oh, you have to pay the fee and then give you the coins?
Yeah, just give me the keys. I'll take care of the staking for you.
Oh, the Gaki, I'll sign right up.
Yeah. It's the kind of guy I am.
You're going to
Yeah,
get a
I've
whole
just,
bunch of fucking keys.
I've just sent you my keys.
Yeah, just send them to me and I'll take care of everything
check
else.
Your DM. Check your DM.
Whoa, whoa, that looks like a middle finger. That does not look like a key at all.
Did anyone read something the other day about a new DEX that might be on the Pulse chain that if you maybe swap your hex for stable coins, it burns the hex? I don't know. It was a burning mechanism for hex, actually. That's what the whole DEX was possibly being created for. But I thought it was also dealing with stable coins. So it sounded pretty interesting, I thought.
I love that idea.
Are you talking about Coast?
Yes, I think it was Coast. Yeah, they're doing so many amazing things.
Yeah, I like Coast.
Coast today. I hadn't heard about that aspect.
Be a secondary burn mechanism. I like it.
So when Richard was talking about hex going up, what, 20 some percent or 30% in 4 days, I think it was because Coast had talked about that more so than the convention, which I'm really excited to hear Richard on Monday because we haven't really seen or heard him in a while. Hopefully there'll be some new information.
He's dropping Pulse chain. That's the new info. There's no, I'd have no clue, but
You know, guys, if you're in chat, man, shout out to Ultra. I'm not sure if you guys have seen this guy's Icosa memes, but you should scroll back like the last like day or two and look at Ultra. Give him a shout out, dude. The work he does for us is just like god tier. Like, he's so fucking funny. Where's that one? Let's see here. This meme won't. Oh wait. Dude, this one meme won't. Like, I can't save it. Oh, here it is. Like, I asked him to make another yield party fucking meme. Look what he fucking made. The people in this community are fucking amazing. Dude, this is like better than the Hex community. This is like the tryhards. This is the place to fucking be, dude.
I was watching Big Boy's report on Logan Paul's failed NFT project, and it was based on having I guess, individual people making the NFTs themselves. So I'm thinking it's interesting that I think Watts's are actually going to have better art than his project would have ended up having if it had worked. I think Watts's are actually going to do pretty well.
I love everything in this ecosystem, bro. But the Wattses, like, there's just something about them that just like, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I was such a hater for so long on NFTs. Like, I always believed NFT technology was like actually innovative and stuff. Like, I understood some of the basic concepts of like what you could do. But seeing these ones, I'm like, oh, dude, these are going to be fucking special. Might take a while, but like, you know, if you minted, dude, you tripled your money if you sold the top. Like, and it's like, dude, they're still worth $2 per
You
million.
know, yeah, yeah. I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited about them. You know, enough that I invested early enough. So
You want to buy some more?
I
not
actually am putting money in. Do you want to sell some? I'll buy it from you for mint price, dude. I'll let so you can run away and you'll be fine.
I don't know about mint price because they're going for a little bit. They're going over mint price, but I'm interested in getting rid of some. Contact me
Really?
if you're interested.
Actually, I like depending. I actually will message you.
Sounds good, Mike.
One, I just let me find a surgeon who will take out my kidney so I could buy it. It might just take a little bit.
Double whatever Mike offers.
Look at DJ, the gun-slinging fucking guy with all the money over here.
I didn't even hear what he said.
I said I'll double whatever Mike offers.
Do
And I'll triple that.
Do you know what they're going for on market?
I'm just trying to create a little bit of FOMO.
They're not even going for double.
Imagine being one of those guys that sold their sacrifice wallet right now, just sitting around watching all this new development on GitLab and things are popping off. You would not want to be one of them.
On GitLab for what?
How do you sell a
Hosting.
sacrifice?
There's been a lot more just developer activity last 2 weeks, I think. And everybody's getting a little hype, especially for Monday.
What's Monday?
Monday would be day 4 of the conference where RH is going to be basically speaking for a few hours. A lot of speculation on maybe announcements, V3, that kind of thing.
Are you willing to bet on that?
To be honest, I'm hoping there isn't any info and price shits the bed and I can scoop up real cheap hex. Because I don't care anymore.
Yeah, you hope he just
You
does
think
an unboxing video live
you
on
think-
stream about showing
You
his
think the
Spurs.
price is going up? You think the price is going up because Richard's going to be speaking?
No, I think price has been going up because there's been a lot more hype happening with this new development, this new activity that we've been seeing, and this conference and Monday approaching. People are getting
okay.
Sounds like price is going to dip
Interesting.
right as he walks up on stage or something.
Maybe, yeah. Buy the rumor, sell the news. Who knows?
That's like it sounds awfully familiar to Dogecoin. Isn't that what happened when everybody thought Elon was going to be making some announcement and then it just tanked?
That was his Saturday Night Live debut. Tanked
If the hype is built around somebody talking, there's a problem. Like you're investing in a meme coin at that point.
I'm assuming you didn't invest in the Kanye coin.
I didn't even know there was one, and I wouldn't have bought one. I wouldn't even thought about buying one if I knew there was one.
Never had purchased that. But people who were pump and dumping it were buying it during when he's not doing anything, and then when he has a concert, you sell it. So good pump and dump.
That's like all the idiots that bought NFTs for Trump, like Trump NFTs, and Trump didn't even put them out.
Gotta get the Trump layer 1 that never comes out. They call it the grease chain.
Yeah, I'll be real. I didn't even know Richard was speaking anywhere for anything. I didn't even really hear about the Hex conference until like I heard Alex was going on there. I'm like kind of disconnected from that.
I'm not trying to shill anything, but I've been doing pretty well with the Nancy Pelosi coin.
Oh, really now?
You
buy a
the
Nancy
giver or
stock.
receiver?
The Nancy index.
Were you the receiver or giver?
Receiver, giver. Yeah, neither. I'm not touching it.
Well, you got cocky in your name, so I don't know if I'd say too much about that subject.
Yeah.
She's gonna be the
So you're
most
saying
favorite
that
person ever.
You're saying Alex is speaking at the conference? What day is he speaking?
Alex spoke yesterday for a bit of time yesterday.
Do they have a recording from yesterday?
Yeah, it's all been recorded. If you head over to Matty Allen's YouTube channel there, I feel like he's somewhere in the middle, at least 2 hours in.
Yeah, I just didn't see his name on it. Must have been a TBA or one of those 18 speakers, maybe. Did anyone listen to what he had to say and want to maybe give a rundown of what he mentioned?
He opened his mouth and said yield and then walked off the stage. No, I'm trying to find it right now. This is hard to find. There's just a lot of videos.
Or dog, no worries. I'll go find it.
Well, I actually want to find it too.
I actually went and sought out Alex's portion of the conference yesterday, and I will just recommend everyone go watch it, go find it. Just shows how much of a class act Alex is and how lucky we are to have him in our ecosystem.
Do you remember the title of the video?
Yo, we got a lot of conversations that got really deep. Do we have new players here? Anyone got questions? Apparently, like everything is going to come crashing down. DCA, stake chill.
What's a Watsa?
What's a Watsa? It's a good question. It's the percentage of the pool. Imagine compounding your own money without having to do anything. And then it's a picture of a monkey for everybody to want to salivate over.
It's tempting.
Abra, is life treating you good? Crypto. Just regular life. You doing good, brother?
I posted the link for Alex. You probably can't hear me, but I posted it in the Icosa chat.
Did you say my name, Mike?
Yeah, I was just wondering how you are.
Oh man, it's going fucking great.
Yeah. Good.
Just awesome. Just had to stop in here and see what the world of Icosa was happening. I haven't been hanging around much, so I just figured I'd stop in.
We're just all gathering around the magic money machine, waiting for our yield.
Yeah, there you go.
And talking about the game theory, you know?
Yeah, we're standing around a money pit instead of a fire pit.
Nice.
All hail the magic money machine.
Well, make sure you get a hold of me if you're interested, because I'm going to be putting some up otherwise.
All right. I'll know by probably like tomorrow or the day after.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Let me know.
Wait, are they big ones or are they small ones?
Availability is 50 and 500s.
Okay. Yeah, we could definitely talk. I'd be more interested in the 50s, I think, but like, definitely would be interested in talking. I don't know how many you have, but yeah, let me see. I'll let you know by like Monday.
All right, sounds good.
Thanks, brother. The doctor's going to see if my kidney's any good.
Just take out a loan you'll never pay back.
I always pay back my loans.
But this time, it's different.
I would never like take a loan out to buy crypto or anything. So like,
yeah, but
I talked to a dude who did, and he bought Hex, and he did really good. But like, what a fucking like risky play.
Sounds like my kind of play.
I still don't care. I've drinking the Kool-Aid all the way through. Don't doubt Richard Hart.
I'll never forget when Hedron first came out, and Alex mentioned the 10x multipliers, and there was a group of, I would say, men. Maybe there was a one or two females in it, but they were they were making HSI stakes with 10x multipliers like hand over fist. I mean, it was such a risk back then, and they were just doing it, and there was no marketplace for it. And like, kudos, like, so brave. And they knew exactly what they were doing. And I've actually heard of someone that's very reputable in the hex community saying, I would never do a native stake ever again now that we have the HSI stakes, because if you ever need to gift it, if you ever need to sell it for emergency purposes, if you don't have the money on Ethereum to pay for um, the gas fee to end stake, there's just so many reasons to do the HSI way. But yeah, someone who is big in the community, which I haven't heard his name in ages, Jack of Hearts. I don't know what happened to him, but he was really big, always talking with Alex in the beginning. But yeah,
He sits in
some
the
great
chat.
people. Well, if he's here now, I miss him. I really would love for him to get back in and educate. There's another wave coming through.
Well, he has to educate them on Zen. You don't understand. He's a Zen bro.
Yeah, I did see that. I did see that. To each his own.
What's funny is I was hanging out in that chat in the beginning for quite a while, and they're like, Wardog, have you minted Zen? And I was like, no. And then I come in here and I tell Alex, tell Mike that I haven't minted anything, and neither is he, and he thinks it's dumb too. So it's kind of funny. I just talk to him every once in a while.
Oh, I heard there was another new token that was coming out, and I don't remember what it was. Does anybody if somebody has a link to that new chat room for a new token, let me know. I think it's like an incentive thing for Hex or something like that.
It's called Communists, I think, if I remember correctly.
Hexfair.
What?
Communists.
Communism.
Close, pretty close, yeah. No, it apparent. I was reading the white paper on it today. It essentially benefits hex stakers and really tries to, if I remember correctly from what I read on the white paper, tries to encourage long stakes and behind hex itself too, to just benefit those individuals that hold their early stakes and stick to a stake instead of early staking. It's kind of interesting. Anyway, communists.app, if I remember correctly.
So they haven't launched a Telegram or anything. It's kind of in the early phase.
Yeah. There's a Telegram. There's a couple hundred people in it. I popped in it today just as I was reading the light paper. They're in there. I noticed
cool.
that Motley Investors in there and some others.
Do they have a chat or not?
Do. Nobody was in it when I was in there because I had some questions about it, but I don't know how often they're in there. There's only a couple hundred people that have added themselves to Telegram so far, but yeah, COMMUNIS.app.
Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm gonna skedaddle. I'm gonna go listen to Alex from yesterday, that video, and I just wanted to say I really never thought that this was ever going to be as in depth as it is, and there's quite a few. There's a few projects that will be on Pulse Chain that will that are deep and definitely worthy of being on Pulse Chain, and I'm excited that it's not going to be a ghost chain, and we've got some great projects and some really and great people. So so happy that I've been here for a while, and will remain. Thanks for the laughs, guys. It's been fun. Take care.
So, pleasure talking. Join for yield time. Interesting developments of this ecosystem already. We haven't even seen fucking shit yet. Interesting. Isn't it weird that we're starting to see a little bit of decorrelation? A little bit of green while everything's red and back and forth. God, that would be fucking cool. Oh, I just want the haters to fucking just eat shit. Like, oh! Like, I'm sorry if anyone doesn't feel that way, but just like people who called Hex a scam, just like to watch Hex go up while everything else dies. Oh, it'd just be so fucking glorious. It's just like it happened before, but like just to see it happen again, it would just be like, oh, like that doesn't mean that penny Hex can't happen or half cent Hex, like Abra
But
said.
Icosa is going to Shrek. Icosa is going to Shrek.
If you just look at it from a yield point of view, you earn a whole bunch of yield and your yield's worth less. Kind of sucks, but like, just restake.
Yeah, but we'll have a fuckload of tokens, and then it gets copied onto the Pulse chain. We'll have a fuckload of tokens, and as the T shares ratchet up, those tokens become worth a lot. And then, assuming Hex is having its heyday, what if we have like $5 Hex, and then we're sitting at like $100 Icosa.
I think it did the math where it was like $9 ceiling for Icosa at like 25-cent Hex or something.
If you think about it, as soon as like a hedge fund investor, like you were talking about, understands the amount of yield that they could get from this, that they're going to just dump millions and millions of dollars in an attempt to yield as hard as us, to use that to go back to their boardroom meeting and seem like a cool guy.
My buddy, old friend, he told me this. He was like, I see this really weird world where like everything like runs on like Hex, but nobody knows it, kind of thing. Like banks start using it as like a banking tool, but they're like still around offering their services.
There you go.
Like,
exactly.
Because remember, just because like crypto's here doesn't, as much as I hate to say this, for some people out there, it's so fucking stupid to say, but like custodianship isn't like the craziest I don't even want to say it, but like it's just it's not
coolest
gonna
thing
go
ever.
away. It's not gonna go away. Everybody on DeFi, perfect world, but like bro, middlemen will do anything to not die. I think
Yeah, and you
really
can
cover
imagine, a big banker investing in millions of hex APY, and then when they're like, okay, you open up a bank account with us, we'll give you 2% APY in your checking account, and people will be like, oh, that's cool, and every bit it's like backed by crypto, and they still make gains.
Like you can see the banks still just being like, I'm not saying I have a crystal ball, but like you could have the banks being like, no, we're still here. Now we're giving 10% interest rates while they're just investing in
Oh
hacks in
yeah,
the Icosa system.
yeah, that'd be hilarious. Yeah, exactly. They're getting 1,200% APY, but they're just like, yeah, convert all your money into our stable coins, basically.
Because of
They'd have
fractional
these-
reserve banking and how they already operate, it just seems like so. It just seems so likely. Unfortunately, I would rather it just be the hex. Every single person just interacting with the contract, lending their money to get yield over time. But like, dude, these banks they're just cockroaches crawling
But they don't
around,
want to
and
make
it's just they don't want to
they don't
die.
want to make us nerds rich, man. That's probably one of the issues. They're like, no, we don't want these types of people being rich.
And then it's like controversial. Then it's even more like Hex is more controversial because like Hex keeps going up, and then banks are like, it's still bad. It's bad. Oh, actually, you know what? It's okay. And then they're emptying their bags. They're like, actually, I really like Hex, but we're not going to start investing in it. And then they start selling the Hex, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, actually, we hate Hex, and then they're buying up the bottom.
Yeah. Oh, I hate that. Let me scoop it.
Like I said, guys, this is not the first. This is definitely not the last. One, vampire attack, and two, FUD campaign. The price can still go down, but remember, ECA stake chill. Ignore the rest of the bullshit. I think we all do pretty well. Or maybe you should have gone all in at 20 cents. I don't fucking know.
No, that sounds like the correct play. But because that's my mentality. I didn't all in there though. I only put a little bit in there, and I got some out of it. But I do love trading, so my spidey senses were tingling.
I really want to get those Wattses. I'm not trolling Abra. I really want those. Just because I want a whole bunch of them with art. At this point, it's more position, but it's dude, that artwork's gonna. I think it's going to take off. It's a gamble on my side, but it still earns yield and shit. So I was like to pick up a couple. Where was Richard speaking again, and when?
He speaks Monday night.
Oh, okay. What is it? What is it for? Is it Richard Hart Day already? What's going on?
It's an opportunity to show his project.
What, Pulse?
It's a Hex conference, Mike. The Hex conference is going on for 4 days. Matty All In is doing the Hex conference.
They're gonna get really drunk, do a bunch of coke, and then launch Pulse Chain.
Okay, I have to tune in for that. Okay, I'm sorry. Hearing testimonials is it's cool, but Alex and Richard, baby, woo!
Maybe they do coke together.
By the way, guys, not into cocaine and hookers, okay? Like, it's just the meme, okay? It's fucking
Yeah,
funny. No cocaine and hookers, like, no, I'm good. But, like, it is fucking hilarious, you know, because we, like, when you come into crypto, most of the time, it's like, just like Alex said, it's just like, wow, I see everybody making money. I want to do this too. This sounds fun.
So what you're telling us is Saturday night is your night off, yeah?
You know, just like I like life simple. You know, just like I like video games. I like the game. I like crypto and shit, and hanging out with my dog, going to the dog park. I'm simple, man. Have you seen my dog, Ian? You should look at my profile. I have the cutest dog. He's like the official dog of Icosa.
How do I look at one's profile?
I just click my name, and you can click the pictures to go through. It's the last one.
Cute dog.
Shepherd?
Looks like it needs a piss. It's got his legs crossed.
Yeah, he sits like a handsome boy when he wants something. But yeah, he's a Australian cattle dog. He's a blue heeler and part Australian Shepherd.
Very smart.
Yeah, those are good dogs.
Dude, this dog, like, my mom was the crazy I'm anti-dog lady. And like, dude, she'd be like, could you imagine buying a house for a dog? That was my mom. And she said those exact words. And now she met Koga, and he loves her, and they're just like inseparable. And now she like came up to me. She's like, Mike, I know that I've said things in the past, but she's like, I think you need to sell the condo at some point and buy a house so Koga has a yard. So this dog's like the member of our family.
I love animals. I just am not responsible enough to take care of an animal. But I have animals around. It's just that other people take care of it, and I get tired of it because I'm just like, I gotta take care of it. And I'm like, but we love it, and then it dies, and there's like sad day, and I'm just like, can we just stop taking care of animals?
I'll be real. Like, I think animals are better than people. I'm sorry, War Dog. If it was you or Koga, I'm pushing you off the edge, and
I love
I'm saving
animals
my
too.
dog.
I love them too. I just can't take care of them, and I think to myself, why? But I always have them in my life, so it's annoying. It's like I don't want to take care of it, but it's like, I will pet them. They all like me a lot, which is the lame part.
I'm sorry. I still love this community, dude. Seeing Alex go up there, hit new all-time highs for the Hex conference. You know, like, just you know, like, it wasn't like he had the cocaine hooker enthusiasm that I do. But like, he was appealing to the smarter guys, the developers, and people who wanted to hear what he had to say coming up. And like, you know what? Good. Like, he mentions he built stuff on Hex. Let the people who are curious, you know, flow into this Telegram, flow into the community, and I think they'll see. Like, the thing is that I like about this community, bro. You come in here, bro. Like, everybody's got Hex stakes, dude. You're here because you know you can buy HSIs with Hedron, and you can increase your Hex position. And like, Icosa was designed for you to like not sell your Hex. So like, the overtime they'll all notice.
I feel like the specialness, and I agree with everything you just said, but I feel like the best thing about his appearance and manner and the things that he talked about um, was not just to bring in new people into this ecosystem, which, you know, to be honest, as we know, he didn't talk about Hedron, he didn't talk about Icosa, and it sounds like maybe he wasn't allowed to, but I still think it plays into his favor, whereby most of the hex community of any note, anybody that's been here for long enough, and especially the OGs that have some stakes and money in their back pocket, will have kind of really respected him for not talking about Hedron and Icosa. And so I think it was just like a game winning play and way that he did it. And to add to that, the fact that he was talking about, his main point, which was really interesting, about how hex inflation, which everybody thinks is 3.69, is actually, potentially a lot lower, between like 1 and 2%. And that kind of like fact and attention to detail within the hex contract and ecosystem, I think is just painted him in a really like knowledgeable, I just think it painted him in a really, really good light for all of those who are in the hex community and aware of him, but not necessarily that keen on this ecosystem that we're speaking in.
Yeah, 100%, man. I still would have added a little bit of cocaine excitement in there, been like, "Woo, hex gains, motherfucker!" But like,
well, I'm sure you were doing that.
Kind of
I'm
people.
sure you were doing that on your side of the screen, Mike. So we're good. I just hope that she didn't get in the way of your viewing pleasure.
But you're right. He fucking like I think he nailed it, and like it wasn't about shilling his project. It was like really going up there and like expressing his feelings for his like for hex. Like could have easily gone up there and been like, dump your hex, buy Icosa and Hedron and Watsas. Like no, this was about hex, because at the core of this entire, remember, the Icosa system kind of is like the supporting, like, and it's like the supporting like engine or backup engine to the hex, like fuel to the hex price in the hex ecosystem, and but at the core of it, it was all about supporting hex.
Right, and to add to that, like now that I think about it, and it wasn't the most amazing first night at the conference, but he was, now I think about it, the standout kind of most technically minded, well versed speaker out of everybody there, including like whatever Kinetics was talking about with his fund, and Johnny Chaos's unfortunate hide behind the sofa cringe final speaker situation. I think Alex stood out as like the most well versed and cognizant of what hex is and the reason why it's so special.
I think it shows in the numbers, like people were really excited to see him speak, and I think there was that's awesome. Like I don't know, man. I'm excited for the Alex streams. I don't know, just super pumped. Don't know how long they'll be, or if they'll be 5-minute, 10-minute videos once a year, once a month, or if they even happen. But like that shows like awesomeness. And I think it's when he starts streaming, like that's where like some really cool stuff could like happen. Just like more growth in the Telegram and the number of stakers and stuff like that. Doesn't necessarily mean price will be up, but like very exciting.
I just did a proper DACN and caught the double bottom on a crypto, and it pumped 30% after that. So I had told somebody in the chat in that coin, I was like, this looks like a double bottom. And I don't know, it's weird. It's weird. It's like I'm not good at this, but I do look at the charts a lot.
Yeah, I tried trading a little bit. Yeah, not that fun. Not that fun. Not that fun. At least for me. At least for me.
Well, there's this thing I do where I like macro play, and I've kind of paid attention to the way that the people operate in the public. I've noticed that crypto pumps when the cars are out. When you hear there's like a lot of traffic, I notice certain cryptos are pumping, and I know certain times of the day or night crypto's dumping, and I know when the gas fees are good. So I just look for massive swings downs with looking at them all at the same time, and then I go to the ones that I like and I put a little bit in, and now I use limit orders. So I'm scooping real low now, and I'm feeling real good. And now I'm going to properly do the waterfall with my compound bag. What's really funny is when I'm in a different chat and they're like traders, and I'll start telling them, "Oh, I trade and I do a compounding," and they usually get pissed at me because they're just like they don't like that I like yields too. It's weird. They're just all traders, and I'm just like yielding and trading.
Shit, I'm gonna go hang out with my dog. I'm gonna go get some fucking food. Dude,
See
everybody,
you, Mike.
make sure you join up. Make sure you join up every day for yield time. If not, I yell at you. Hey, good talking, Door Dog. Peace out.
See you, Mike.